The ultimate sacrifice. That's what a group of men from Fargo want people to remember. They're walking to raise awareness for veterans with PTSD. Some are calling veteran suicides a growing epidemic, and people in our area are no exception. The group started their trek at the Canadian border in Noyce, Minnesota at midnight. Valley News Team's Ryan Laughlin caught up with the crew about 30 miles along the route and tells us the reason behind 4 men marching from border to border.
It's not even noon on this muggy May morning, and the mercury is already pushing 80 degrees.
Well, we're 45.41 miles in.
Only around 200 more miles to go for John Delzell and his 3 friends. They're marching with a military-issued rucksack from the Canadian border all the way to South Dakota. The fact that it's approaching Memorial Day is no accident.
It's not just about barbecues and hot dogs.
Before the Ruck March started at midnight today, the 4 paid homage to a fallen brother.
Brady's group, the 10th Mountain, they came back from Afghanistan in 2014, I believe, with 140 soldiers. None of their soldiers were KIA.
Brady Oberg was among the 140 who returned home.
Since they've been back, 3 years, 3.5, almost 4 years, there's been 14 of those soldiers that have committed suicide.
Brady was also one of those 14. Now John marches with a picture of Brady on his rucksack. He knows all too well the struggles of coming home.
Many wounded. There are still said to be living men in there as we speak, with their fellow Marines working frantically to try to dig them out.
John, a Marine veteran, was in Beirut during the 1983 barracks bombings. 241 servicemen lost their lives that day. It was the deadliest single-day death toll since the Battle of Iwo Jima in World War II.
My wife, she's the saint. She could speak to PTSD long and hard because she had to live with it on the other end.
John's now 55, he's a father, and he's on a mission. And that mission won't end at the South Dakota border.
It's not that dark. I realize it's dark. Been there, done that. But asking for help is not a sign of weakness.
He says if one person picks up the phone or reaches out to get help, then every step in their trek was well worth it. From Marshall County, Minnesota, Ryan Laughlin, Valley News Live.
Fantastic. The 4 men are tackling the 240-mile trek in 10-mile increments. They're going to be in East Grand Forks about 10 p.m. tonight and in Moorhead by 5 in the afternoon tomorrow, but won't be finished until noon on Saturday. Now, if you or someone you know struggles with PTSD, we've included a link on our website, valleynewslive.com, with resources for veterans. We've also included a link to the Brady Oberg Legacy Foundation.
Later in sports, we catch up with some of the head honchos with the Minnesota Golden Gophers as they drop by Perham, Minnesota.
Up next, wanting to keep your daily commute as smooth as possible. News that might have you altering your route.